All right, so the play-in is done. The next round is upon us. The actual playoffs. Well, I guess there's actually two more like games to decide. The 8 seeds, but who really cares about the 8 seeds, you know? So, look, I think I've gotten to the point where I think I enjoy the first round of the NBA more than the actual finals at this point. Like, there's just so much content in the first round. There's so many games being played that I can just one night be like, oh, the Kings are going to play the Warriors, and it's this great matchup between, and I'll get into all that. But it's just like, and then the 2.5 hours after that, you get this fantastic Kevin Durant versus Russell Westbrook situation, and then it's so much content to the point where, and it's still similar intensity of play to like the finals. Like it's all playoffs. It all matters. So there's that huge jump in playoff intensity, and God, it is so good. You know, back in like 2014, I would say 2015, I would kind of just like only watch the playoffs a little bit, and you really start to get an appreciation for the playoffs when you watch like almost every single regular season game of basketball, and then you get to the point where you're like, holy shit, this is so much more intense than what I was watching for the past 4 months. It's fantastic. I wouldn't mind if the NBA honestly cut down on their games. Seriously, I think I've gotten to the point. I'm like an old man. Like, they should play less games. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. But the playoffs are here. The playoffs are here. The juicy storylines are here right now. And it's so good. It is so good. And let's break some of these series down because, God, this is juicy. All right, so I'm just going to go in order of what Google says these games are slotted as. So the first game this weekend is Nets-Sixers. I'm not too opinionated on this series. Look, the Nets had a good little okay run after they traded their guys, but they were a 500 basketball team. Mikal Bridges looks like he actually can be a star. That's great. Mikal, keep that up. I love that. They have a fun squad again, you know, like the D'Lo, Spencer Dinwiddie squad. Well, I guess they still have Spencer Dinwiddie again. That's weird, but you know what I'm saying. The Nets are a feel-good story at this point. I don't think they give the Sixers any good shot. I'd say the Sixers should be able to win this series in 5, and you know maybe it goes to 6, but it's like a Sixers are up 3-1 kind of, and then like they win the last game kind of 6, you know. So yeah, Sixers in 6. No, am I making predictions? I guess I'm making predictions. Sixers in 5. All right. So then the next series is again, the Celtics should mop the floor with the Hawks. Just because they played one impressive game against the Heat, like, doesn't really mean a whole lot to me. And I don't really know how. I haven't really thought about this matchup quite a bit. I don't know. It's not like the Celtics are gonna hunt Trae Young on defense crazy. They are going to make sure that Trae Young is guarding somebody that's going to give him the work. They're not going to be able to hide Trae Young in this series, unless Joe Mazzulla is an idiot, which I guess we'll see, right? Rookie head coach. So I guess the only things that Celtics fans should be worrying about in this series is how does Joe Mazzulla look in the playoffs and how does he adjust to that kind of thing? Because he's a rookie head coach. I think you should be looking at all rookie head coaches like that because this is the first time they've been in this kind of setting. So I think the Celtics win in 5. Lucky there. All right. Warriors-Kings, one of the best series in the NBA this year. I think this series tells us a lot about, because this has been the struggle with this season, in my opinion. This season has been this confusing, like, there was this point in the NBA about 6 years ago where it was like, all right, if you trade for one of the best players in the league, you got another best player in the league, or one of like the more elite players in the league, then you are a championship contender, and it is a disappointment if you don't at least make it to the conference finals. And now we have so many teams that are so goddamn talented that I don't know what to do with it, because the Lakers won a championship with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and then the next year they were kind of buns, and it was because of health and injury and all that, but whatever. But there's a lot of like Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. It's these teams that trade. It's the off-season heroes, right? It's the off-season heroes that the Nets, these super teams that have been created, and maybe not super teams, but just really, really good teams that I feel like 6 years ago would have been a championship level team, and if not winning it, being in the finals consistently. Like I don't know. I feel like we have just reached this point where like 2 or 3 guys is not good enough. You have to have 2 or 3 guys and then like 8 others that are actually really contributing to your basketball team. So where am I going with this tangent? The Kings-Warriors series, that's how this all started, is because the Kings have showed you that they're a good basketball team for the majority of the entire regular season, right? De'Aaron Fox is probably going to get on a first or second team All-NBA. Domantas Sabonis is going to probably get on an All-NBA team. They're going to have 2 All-NBA guys. And they have, if I'm not mistaken, like the most efficient offense in league history. At least like pace-wise. I don't even know. The numbers nowadays are just don't even fucking make sense. So I don't know. I think this series honestly is a commentary so much on what the regular season means. If the Warriors come out and just beat the shit out of the Kings, or even beat them in a close series, it's gonna be like, man, the Kings were in it all regular season, and then the Warriors came in the 6th seed and just kicked their ass. This is a regular season commentary series. I thought about this matchup in particular, and I personally thought that at first I was like, well, the Kings have been the best, team over the Warriors all season, but at the same time, it was a 5-win difference, and I know the Kings kind of pulled it back a little bit there at the end, but it was they had about a 5-win difference. Andrew Wiggins is back. I don't know how much he's going to be able to give you, but he's going to be able to give you something more than what you got. Gary Payton is now back, which Gary Payton will be playing a lot in the series to guard De'Aaron Fox. I don't really know how that's going to work out. Jordan Poole is going to be kind of stashed on the bench a lot this series, probably. I'd have to say the Warriors win this series in 7. It's a really close series. I really don't know where to go with it, to be honest, because I've kind of, in my head, been hating on the Warriors all season. But at the same time, they're here now, and they now are the 6th seed, so they don't have to play the play-in. That makes me feel a lot better. And then it's the Kings. I haven't seen them, in my entirety of living. I'm a 21-year-old semi-adult. I can buy alcohol from stores. I have never seen the Kings play a playoff basketball game. So sue me if I don't have them winning against the defending champions. Sorry. And they have, just the defense is concerning with the Warriors, but then the Kings is worse. So I'm going to trust Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green just for this series, though. Just for the first round. Nothing more. The Lakers made the play-in. That's all that matters, baby. The Lakers made the play-in. LeBron's in the playoffs. AD's in the playoffs. We have like 4 days in between all these games. 3 days, whatever. It's a bigger rest. I'm going to predict the Lakers to win this series in 7, though. I think, this is a series that could go either way. I don't really feel, if Anthony Davis or LeBron James go down, it's over. It's over. It's not a discussion. But it is what it is. The fact that we're just in the playoffs makes me happy as a fan. Because it was looking rough, dude. Like, this is my thing. I just don't want my teams to not make the playoffs. I don't want to just be sitting at home and also watch the last, 8 regular season games that your team plays, and it's like they're resting all their stars and the season's over, and it's this gloomy season. It's like, dude, I just want to see till the last game of the season my team play as hard as they fucking can, and then just give me a good product to watch, and if you fall short, you fall short. But you made it to the playoffs. Give a good run at the goddamn championship. That's the whole reason I'm watching. So just give a good run at it, man. Lose in the first round. I don't care, to be honest. But so the Lakers, in my opinion, are going to advance in 7. I think Steven Adams being out is a huge problem for them this series. Anthony Davis should eat up in this series. And I know Jaren Jackson's there, but he also has problems with foul troubles in the playoffs. Karl Anthony Towns, you saw how that affected the entire dynamic of that game the other night. The foul problem will be a huge storyline in this series with Shannon Sharpe and John Morant's guns. This is obviously going to be one of the more Bleacher Report, House of Highlights heavy series. But it honestly is going to depend on if the John Morant matchup defensively for the Lakers is worse than the Anthony Davis matchup for the Grizzlies. And again, they have Jaren Jackson, but they don't necessarily have a lot of bodies. In these playoff series, you need a group of guys, not necessarily one guy, that can kind of do that. You need a set of guards that can be able to handle John Morant. I think Dennis Schroeder is going to do the best job with that, but it's not going to be a guarantee. But I think we do at least have enough bodies to throw at him. I think, honestly, putting Rui on a guy like John Morant might be nice, but Rui's too slow. I don't know. We'll see. I think the Lakers have a decent amount of bodies that they will be able to throw at him, at least. That's just my opinion. But we'll see. Lakers in 7. Suns Clippers. Ooh, I haven't thought much about the basketball of this series. I've only thought about the Instagram storylines of this series. This series is going to be good. Paul George is in there though, so I want to say that the Clippers are going to bring this series out, and it's going to be the 7-game series. The Suns probably should take care of the Clippers in about 6, right? I think the Clippers win a couple, 2 hard-fought games. I think it'll feel like a really close 6-game series, but for some reason, I just feel like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and the Suns will rise to the occasion. If I believe that they're going to be this finals team that they are, well, I'm not saying that I think they're going to make the finals, but they are a contender for sure. Kevin Durant has not been losing any games for fucking 4 months, and he's shooting 55, 40, 90, which has apparently never been done. So yeah, I think the Suns are going to win in 6. Sorry. If Paul George was here, this would be a different discussion. I might have Clips in 7 or Suns in 7, and it would be this great all-time series. I have the Suns winning in 6. Russell Westbrook is definitely not going to help them this series. Sorry. Watched too much of it for my team. So, yeah, I have the Suns winning in 7. Sorry, that's a quick analysis of that story. But I want to see Russell Westbrook matched up against Kevin Durant every single goddamn possession. That's what I want to see. So we got Knicks Cavs. The Donovan Mitchell series, right? The Donovan Mitchell, I don't even know what to call this. The sweepstakes series. So yeah, the Cavs got Donovan Mitchell late last offseason, right under the Knicks' knowledge, I guess. I don't know. They swept under. They stole it out of there. I don't fucking know. The Knicks failed to get Donovan Mitchell, but it kind of worked out because then you got Jalen Brunson. He was pretty good. They were the 5 seed, they were the 5 seed. Cavs was the 4 seed. The forward, I watched the Cavs in person this year. They don't got a goddamn small forward. I think people know this. Y'all know this, but they don't got a small forward at all. So it's a combination of Isaac Okoro and Karis LeVert and Luke Stevens, and it's who? That's going to be a serious problem for them because, again, the NBA nowadays, and especially in the playoffs, is not about what you can do good. It is about what you're bad at and how people can take advantage of that.
One more spin. Nope, another spin. And another. How many spins does this thing fucking need to be tight, bro?
But, yeah, no, honestly, I would say I have the Cavs winning this series because I think Donovan Mitchell should be able to step up. I think that's it. That's my entire analysis. I think Donovan Mitchell is going to score a lot of points. But yeah, I don't know. Julius Randle has always been horrible in any high-stakes moment. I don't really trust him. Jalen Brunson was really good in the playoffs last year, so maybe he'll have another, I guess. about how as good as he was in the regular season this year. So whatever. I don't have a lot to say on this series besides like the actual storylines of it all. To be honest, I think the Cavs are going to win in about 6. It's going to be a good series. 6 or 7, right? It's a 4-5. It's super even. Either of these teams could win. I don't know. Shut up. Is that all of them? Oh, that's all. That's all the series. Oh, well, okay. I am so dumb. Because the 1 seeds haven't been figured out. Okay, but whoever the Bucks play in the first round, they're going to wax. And if, honestly, the Nuggets, Thunder, or Pelicans series, not Pelicans, the Thunder or Timberwolves series could be kind of good. Especially if they face the Timberwolves, because, like, man, they're a team that, like, whatever. They should win those. The Bucks definitely should win whoever of the Heat and Bulls, but it's a 1-8 matchup at the end of the day. What do you want me to say, man? You want me to say that Giannis is going to lose? And when you say that Jokic is going to lose in the first round, that would be some shit, wouldn't it? But yeah, the first round is great. I love the NBA playoffs. I'm glad that it's here. I am going to work at an eatery event. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoys the playoffs. I hope everyone watches as much basketball as they can. And I hope LeBron James wins the title. But we're probably not going to. And that's okay.